Welcome to CannaReal, a source for cannabis real estate, investments, and market insights presented by Basecanna. Cannabis is the fastest growing industry since broadband internet and is positioned to be one of the biggest wealth opportunities for our generation. Yet this question remains: should I invest in cannabis given federal prohibition? In order to answer that question, let's look at the facts and end our educational journey with 3 opinions. Fact number 1. On August 29, 2013, United States Deputy Attorney General James Cole issued the Cole Memorandum to all U.S. attorneys. Here's what it basically said: don't prosecute cannabis businesses that comply with state cannabis laws. Fact number 2. In 2014, Congress added the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment to the spending bill, which prevented the Drug Enforcement Administration from spending money to stop the implementation of state medical marijuana laws. Essentially, the DEA had no budget to prosecute legal medical cannabis businesses. The Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment was later upheld by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in April of 2016. Fact number 3. On the campaign trail in 2016, President Trump said he would respect state rights on both medical and recreational cannabis. While the administration's positions have been less predictable, it remains a fact that Trump indicated a respect for state rights on the matter. Fact number 4. Jeff Sessions becomes the Attorney General in February of 2017. He appoints a task force to study marijuana. Sessions' war against cannabis gets the attention of Congress, who introduced their first pro-cannabis bill, to be followed by many others on June 15, 2017. The bill supports cannabis research and state rights. Fact number 5. A couple days later, Roger Stone, a veteran Republican strategist and longtime advisor to Donald Trump, announced the launch of his United States Cannabis Coalition. The advocacy group will fight for state rights on marijuana. Fact number 6. A few weeks later, on July 1st, the conservative Koch brothers, who intend on spending $400 million in the 2018 midterm elections, announced their support for full cannabis legalization. Fact number 7. In August, the Marijuana Task Force appointed by Sessions recommends no change to federal cannabis policy. The task force believes the Cole Memo, which directs U.S. attorneys to avoid prosecuting cannabis businesses that operate legally in their respective states, and the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment, which approves the DEA's budget to prosecute legal cannabis businesses, should remain. Additionally, Congress urges the Department of Justice to license cannabis research, and Congressman Earl Blumenauer says this is the most sympathetic Congress we've ever had to issues of cannabis. Fact number 8. To counter California's legalization of adult use, Sessions rescinds the Cole Memo in January 2018. However, it failed to get any traction with U.S. attorneys and seemed only to strengthen the resolve of states to defend their cannabis laws and businesses. Fact number 9. In February, the Rohrabacher-Blumenauer Amendment, formerly the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment, gets renewed. Fact number 10. Berkeley gives the love to cannabis on Valentine's Day by becoming the first sanctuary city for adult use. Berkeley signaled to the federal government an unwillingness to cooperate with federal authorities on adult use prosecution. Fact number 11. In early April, legal cannabis gets a boost when 500 law officials, both local and federal, seize 100 homes in the Sacramento area linked to illegal marijuana operations. This action confirms assumptions that while cannabis is federally prohibited, federal enforcement and prosecution will continue to focus on cannabis activities that are illegal in the state. Fact number 12. On April 11th, former Speaker of the House, John Boehner, says his cannabis position has evolved and he joins the board of a cannabis company. He later elaborates and says the federal government should not interfere with states' decisions on recreational marijuana use. Fact number 13. The following day, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell introduced the Hemp Farming Act of 2018, which would make hemp an ordinary agricultural commodity. Fact number 14. Several days later, Trump announces opposition to Sessions' war on marijuana. He indicated to Colorado Senator Cory Gardner that he would support legalization that would allow states to regulate cannabis without federal interference. The following week, on April 25th, Attorney General Sessions acknowledges to a Senate panel there may well be some benefits from medical marijuana, and that is perfectly appropriate to study cannabis. Fact number 15. On May 18th, the very first standalone cannabis bill passes through committee vote. The VA Medicinal Cannabis Research Act supports cannabis research related to health outcomes for veterans. Fact number 16. On June 7th, Senators Gardner and Warren introduced a spending bill that would protect states who have legalized cannabis from federal interference. The following day, Trump said he is likely to support the bill. Fact number 17. On June 16th, Republican Senate leaders proposed a new provision to the U.S. Department of Justice spending bill that would protect state-sanctioned medical marijuana use. It is the first time the Senate has taken up such a provision, and yet another sign of bipartisan congressional support for cannabis legalization. Fact number 18. On June 28th, Senator Chuck Schumer introduced a new bill that would effectively decriminalize cannabis at the federal level. Okay, you've got the facts. So here are some opinions. Opinion number 1. Should you invest in cannabis? Given the current federal protection that coexists along federal prohibition, the federal focus on targeting illegal state marijuana activity, and the desire for local municipalities to protect legal cannabis businesses and their corresponding tax revenue, the answer is yes. Legal cannabis businesses are relatively risk-free from federal interference. Opinion number 2. When should I invest in cannabis? If you are thinking about investing in cannabis, the time to invest is now. Given federal prohibition, institutional investors are sitting on the sideline. The opportunity for private investors and the premium private equity demands will not last. As the market matures, more and more institutional investors will enter, lowering premiums and kicking out private investors. Opinion number 3. You should check out Basecanna. We help connect investors to institutional-grade cannabis investment opportunities. Learn more about our cannabis real estate and operational opportunities at www.basecanna.com. For additional education, insights, and investment opportunities, visit us at basecanna.com and sign up for our newsletter.